Ham, who have lost at Anfield just this afternoon. So they have a game in hand. They're up in 15th place. They will be pretty confident in surviving the Premier League. At the other end of the table, Man City sit in second, 5 points behind leaders Arsenal, but they do have a game in hand and they have the opportunity to shrink that gap to 2 points before Arsenal take on bitter rivals Chelsea at the Emirates tomorrow. That lead was 9 points a few weeks ago, so things are looking slightly better for Man City. They come into this game in really good form, winning 7 out of the 8 in all competitions. Only that 2-2 draw with Tottenham going against them. But as team news goes, Leeds are unchanged from their 1-1 draw away at Aston Villa, and there is one change for Man City, and it's a pretty big one, and it's Erling Haaland does not make the squad this afternoon as he has picked up an injury, some physical discomforts we've been told, so he will not take any part in today's game. And obviously a man who scored 22 goals in the Premier League this season, that is going to be a big miss. But the Leeds side is as follows. It's a 5-4-1, which is similar to last weekend. It's Carl Darlow in goal. It's a back five of Bogle, Justin, Strauch, Roden and Goodmanson. The midfield four across the park will be Stack, Ampadu, Gruev and Aronson, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin leading the line. Pep Guardiola's side line up in a 4-1-3-2 formation, and it will be Donnarumma in goal, a back four of Núñez, Diaz, Gahey and Aït-Nouri. Rodri, the midfield holder, with Cherki, Silva and the inform O'Reilly on the left, and then two up front will be Marmoush and Semenyo. The benches for Leeds: Perry, Biol, Bornau, Tanaka, Longstaff, James, Nonto, Pirro and Nemetcha. And then the bench for Manchester City: Trafford, Kusanov, Stones, Aki, Gonzalez, Reinders, Foden, Doku and Savinho. Our referee this evening in yellow is Peter Banks, who was in charge of the North London derby last Sunday, and the VAR is Paul Howard, and it's Leeds, the home side, all in white to get us underway, kicking from left to right, and the ball is launched forward by Darlow into the defensive half of Man City, and Nico O'Reilly comes spinning out with the ball before being closed down, and Leeds will break already with Aronson, who goes down to ground in a tackle with Aït-Nouri, but both players jump to their feet, and that will be a goal kick for Donnarumma. Bright start from Leeds. Manchester City all in black this evening in their alternative strip. Donnarumma in a green keeper kit with pink trim as Man City calmly play their way out from the back as Rodri, the Ballon d'Or winner of 2024, comes bursting forward and plays out to the right hand side, where Cherki will take over and find Bernardo Silva. Leeds will just sit in that narrow shape and make life difficult for Man City, and already do, as Gahey gives the ball away, but it's won back by Omar Mamouche, but Aït-Nouri's forced backwards and goes into midfield, and there's a poor pass from Rodri as Gruev does his best to try and steal the ball away, but Man City silkily play their way out once more. Ruben Diaz, under a little bit of pressure, returns the ball to Donnarumma, who clears the ball high and long, but it's headed away by the Welshman Joe Roden. Picked up by Nico O'Reilly. A little bit scrappy in midfield from both sides as they look to settle on the ball, and it's Man City that come away with it. And before Jayden Bogle traps O'Reilly all the way across the pitch, knocks the ball out for a throw-in. Ball thrown in quickly to Bernardo Silva. He plays it out to Mark Gahey, who signed in January from Crystal Palace and has had to slot straight in after the injury crisis that Pep Guardiola's men had in the centre-back position. Picked up for only 20 million. The man whose contract was running out in the summer anyway, but has slotted straight into this side as he plays the ball out to the left-hand side for Aït-Nouri. Tries to clip it up the line, but it's going to be a throw-in for Leeds as it's gone out, and it'll be Jayden Bogle on this right-hand side to take the throw, just in front of the dugouts. Ball goes back to Cardalo in purple this evening in the Leeds goal, and neat play across the back line, but it has been given away as Bernardo Silva wins it high up the field. His ball is not a good one. It's cut out by Stack, and Leeds will try and break forward with Aronson on the right hand side. He's got loads of room in front of him, and he bursts forward. He's got Calvert-Lewin to aim for, which he does, and Calvert-Lewin gets the ball 5 yards out in the end and has put it wide. It would have been touch and go to be offside, but a man in as good a form as him, you would have thought he'd hit the target. And early warning signs already for Manchester City. No, he was well onside and just in front of the 6 yard area in the end. Took the ball on the bounce with his left foot and could only turn it wide. That is a glorious opportunity with 3 minutes gone here. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who burst onto the scene really with Leeds after that long period, 9 years at Everton. Fresh start for him in Yorkshire. He's got 10 Premier League goals and things have gone really, really well for him this season. He'll be really disappointed that he hasn't hit the target there as Leeds come forward again with Stack on the right hand side and puts the ball in. It's taken down by Justin, who finds Arison, who drills it across the far post, and Goodmanson can't get on the end of it, and that'll be a throw in over on the far side for Man City. Leeds have come out of the traps absolutely flying here. Man City knew they were going to be in for a tough game, but if it's not been made clear to them already, then they should be aware now. Gahey in the back line finds Aït-Nouri, who finds the comfort of Rodri in the centre midfield. Bernardo Silva just dropped back in to help Rodri out a little bit as they're being overrun by that midfield four from Leeds, who were incredibly narrow at the start. Ball over to the right hand side where Ruben Diaz will take it over the halfway line, and every Leeds player back behind the ball as Rodri switches it over to the left hand side. Aït-Nouri nods it back towards Marmoush, but Leeds will come away with it. Some neat footwork from Anton Stack, and then hooked forward by Ampadu, taken down by James Justin. His ball is clipped off of Mark Gahey, and that will be a throw-in for Leeds. Halfway inside the Man City half. Ethan Ampadu making his 100th start in the league for Leeds. Got his first goal for the club against Crystal Palace in December. They come few and far between an Ethan Ampadu goal, but he has been a fantastic servant to this club, and particularly as captain in the last few seasons. Ball goes forward on the right hand side. There'll be a throw in on the halfway line as Jayden Bogle loses his header to the Algerian Rayan Aït-Nouri. Bit of a hand in the face from Aït-Nouri, an innocuous one, but Jayden Bogle looks a bit in discomfort. So Joe Roden with the ball in the back line finds James Justin, who's the right centre back this evening, and he finds Stack on halfway. And Jayden Bogle is quite advanced in this right wing back role, and Ampadu has to do a bit of defensive work to make sure that Man City can't break. Neat triangles between the Welshman Ampadu and Roden. There's then flicked into the channel for Calvert-Lewin to break onto, and he picks it up on the right hand side of the area, finds Bogle in support, who then plays it into Stack, a neat 1-2, and then Aït-Nouri manages to smuggle the ball out. In fact, it stayed in, and it has now been given as a goal kick. Calvert-Lewin ended up getting a shot away, which was blocked by Gahey, but it did look in real time that the ball had run out of play and was given in the end. The Leeds by far starting the better of the two here at home. 7 minutes gone and it's 0-0, but that really good opportunity after 3 minutes for Dominic Calvert-Lewin one that I'm not sure he can believe he hasn't hit the target either. Man City try and come forward with Rodri just outside his own penalty area, has to then play it across to Bernardo Silva. Silva dropping ever deeper, plays a good ball into Rodri, then threads the ball through to Anton Semenyo, who's through one-on-one here, shoots left-footed, and it's a wild strike in the end. It's the first real opportunity that City have had to come forward. In fact, the assistant on the far side eventually puts his flag up, so would have gone to a VAR check anyway. It's tight, but does look a good call to me. But that ball through from Rodri just slid through Rodon and Strauch all a little bit too easily on that left-hand side. So some warning signs there. Leeds go long, and it's a poor ball and ends up at the feet of Donnarumma. 10 clean sheets for the Italian since his move in the summer. Obviously a Champions League winner with PSG last year before making the move to Manchester. And has been ever present really since coming in after James Trafford made the first few starts in the Premier League for Man City. But when a keeper like Donnarumma is made available, Pep Guardiola said he couldn't resist, and he's been brilliant since signing. Saved a penalty from Lucas Mecha in this reverse fixture before Mecha then scored the rebound in that cracking 3-2 win for Man City back in November. Phil Foden, 2 goals in that game, on the bench this evening for Man City. Man City starting to settle a little bit and pop the ball around in midfield, and it's over on the right hand side with Cherki, who's going to sprint towards the box, but Joe Rodon just gets ahead of him and clears it away for a throw-in, level with the edge of the area on that far side. Nunez coming forward to take it, a lot of strapping on his left hand as he's looking for options. Looks a bit frustrated that no one is moving for him, so he decides just to throw it back to Rodri in the centre of midfield. He finds Nunez, who took the throw in, and Man City just settle back into some possession with triangles between Silva, Rodri and Cherki. Cherki drives in field and plays it over to Mark Gahey on the left-hand side of the centre circle. He then switches back and finds Ruben Diaz, every Leeds player back behind the ball. Mark Gahey takes over again in the centre circle, moves it on to the very informed Nico O'Reilly, playing in that advanced left-sided midfield position again this evening. Aït-Nouri, the left back, forced to go back to Mark Gahey again, but every single outfield player inside the Leeds half all very congested as Rodri looks up and switches over to the right hand side where Ruben Diaz comes forward. He's got a little bit of room halfway inside the Leeds half now, finds Nunez, who knocks it around Goodmanson easily and gets towards the byline, delivers it into the box. It's cleared away by Rodon, and that'll be another throw in over on that far side. 11 minutes gone, still goalless. Man City starting to get a bit of a footing in this game. Throw in from Nunez to the feet of Silva, who just bumps it back to Rodri, and Man City have gone from the corner flag all the way back to halfway, which they do quite frequently as they look to keep possession. Cherki finds Mark Gahey in plenty of space on that left side of the fence, and good 1-2 from Marmoush and O'Reilly as they come forward on the left hand side. Aït-Nouri takes over, pink boots, a couple of step overs, and looks to go on the outside, but ends up going back to Bernardo Silva. Patient play from Manchester City. Rodri, who's so important to this team, steps away from Ethan Ampadu and then gets scythed down by the Welshman, and there's going to be a free kick given. Peter Banks in charge. Had that difficulty in the North London derby where we ended up having a 9-minute stoppage in the first half because there was issues with the radio equipment that the referees use, And we've got a stoppage in play here after 12 minutes where I believe this is because the Muslim players are going to be able to just go over and grab a little bit of water to break the fast as the sun has now gone down for Ramadan. So a nice touch here from the Premier League. It'll be the first time that the likes of Omar Mamouche and Rayan Aït-Nouri have had any refreshment today. Peter Banks also sporting the ref cam, which is used in these 5:30 games as a bit of a trial at the moment, which does bring another perspective to how difficult a job they do have in the middle. But a short stoppage in play and we're back underway. Man City back in possession on the right hand side with Matheus Nunes, who's made that right back position his real own and under Pep Guardiola. It's his 23rd start of the season. Managed to get a goal involvement in that win against Wolves. Rodri. Feels like Leeds haven't had possession of the ball for a while now as Man City keep working it across the field of play. Leeds chasing shadows a little bit as Nunes steps in and finds Cherki, then clips the ball in towards O'Reilly, and that will fall into the hands of Carl Darlow. Darlow, the 35-year-old Welshman, replaced Brazilian Lucas Perry as number one from the 17th of January, has managed to keep one clean sheet in that time in that 1-0 win at Fulham. Goodmanson bursts forward on the left-hand side and goes down under a bit of a nudge from Matheus Nunes, and the referee Peter Banks just shakes his head and points to the 6-yard line for a goal kick. In a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Goodmanson sprinting forward in his bright pink boots ended up on the floor. And it will be a goal kick, but Aronson really putting Diaz under pressure, and that will be a throw-in for Leeds. Good press from the American winger. So Ethan Ampadu, who's Leeds' long throw specialist, will come over and grab the ball on that far side. He's level with the edge of the area, so a good angle for him to attack from. Just drying the ball with his long sleeves. The likes of Rodon and Strauch have come forward as Ampadu comes in and throws it all the way into the arms of Donnarumma, who didn't even have to leave his goal line. That's how long the throw was. Donnarumma gets us back underway with a roll out to Rayan Aït-Nouri, who finds Nico O'Reilly, who's popped up in midfield. City move the ball onto the halfway line where Diaz plays it out to Nunes and then receives the ball back. Rodri is ever showing for the ball and takes over. Finds Nico O'Reilly, who's, as mentioned, in the goals. 2 goals against Newcastle last time. 3 goals in 2 games in the Premier League for the English youngster, who's so versatile. I think he's going to be an absolute shoo-in for Thomas Tuchel's World Cup squad if he stays fit in the summer. He's played a bit of left back and midfield as Leeds are coming forward here with Calvert-Lewin on the edge of the area. Breaks his way in, tries to go past Gay, turns it towards goal, and it's just wide. Hands on his head from Calvert-Lewin, and that came from nothing really. A long ball forward from the defence. Calvert-Lewin gave Gahey a good run for his money. It was Strauch's long ball, timed his run well, and managed to get his shot away and only just squeezed it wide of the far post. And you must say the 2 good chances in this game have fallen to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, DCL as he's known to the Leeds faithful. He might have another opportunity here as the ball comes into the box. It's flicked away by Nunes and picked up by Gruev. Gruev can turn the ball back down the line towards Aronson, who gives chase and does keep it in, but he's under pressure from Mateus Nunes. Good footwork from the American. Threads it through the legs to Gruev, who turns it into Stack. Lovely touch from him, and it ends up with James Justin on the edge. He's going to shoot from distance, and it's well held by Donnarumma, falling to his right-hand side. But Leeds, absolutely brilliant build-up play from the home side, and there's a bit of a coming together here between Gruev and Rodri. Rodri is furious with the Bulgarian midfielder. There's a bit of a size difference between the two, and Gruev goes skulking off. As we see the pictures, yeah, it was a bit of a late challenge from Gruev. Rodri didn't really like it. Rodri, who's had those pretty serious knee injuries, probably didn't appreciate the lateness of that tackle. Peter Banks just gets the two together, and we're back underway. No yellow card shown for the little scuffle between the two. But one to watch out with, Ilya Gruev and Rodri, as the game goes on. Aït-Nouri on the left-hand side goes back to Mark Gahey, and finds Bernardo Silva is just dropping deeper and deeper to try and help his side out. Man City play their way out from the back through Donnarumma and then Rodri and then Gahey, but they can't get themselves up the pitch at the moment as O'Reilly flicks it nicely into Silva. And Man City try and come away, but it's Cherki who gives the ball back to Leeds, and it's then a throw-in on the far side for Leeds. Leeds, the side that managed to get 3 shots in on goal. Nothing from Man City yet, but 73% possession to the away side. Leeds just looking to soak it up and then hit them on the break if they can. Calvert-Lewin with those 2 chances that were wide, and then a strike in the end that was saved by Donnarumma from James Justin. But Man City with Marmoush and Semenyo up top haven't really been able to get them in the game just yet. But plenty of time gone to go. 20 minutes gone here. Ball sent forward into the channel for Calvert-Lewin to chase, but Gahey will win that one this time and knock it back to Donnarumma, who delays his kick out and then puts Aït-Nouri under a bit of pressure. Puts on his left foot and tries to clear it. It's going to come off of Jayden Bogle, who gets to the byline, drills it across, and it's just wide from Brendan Aronson, who threw himself at it. And Leeds are having so much success down this right-hand side. Rayan Aït-Nouri will be really worried about how Jayden Bogle got past him again. Drilled a brilliant ball from the byline, and Aronson got in front of Mark Gahey, who probably did just enough in the end to shepherd that wide. It's the West Yorkshire side who are in the ascendancy. As we see the replay, it probably was a corner in the end, coming off of Mark Gahey last, but Leeds have won it back with Anton Stack, who's going to shoot from distance, and it's going to bobble up off a couple of players, and Donnarumma can't prevent it from going behind for a corner. Anton Stack, who scored that absolute wonderful free kick, full of confidence. No wonder he was prepared to shoot from there. Good 35 yards out away at Aston Villa last week. A bit of a dead ball specialist. Scored 3 free kicks already this season. He's going to take this corner, and it delivers from the far side. It's headed away by Nico O'Reilly, but only back to Anton Stack, who finds Brendan Aronson in support. Bogle steps forward and tries to poke a ball forward for Calvert-Lewin, but that's a rare poor ball from Leeds tonight, and they'll go out of play for a goal kick. Daniel Farke will be incredibly pleased with what he's seen so far. Had his eureka moment really in the away defeat, as already mentioned, at Man City in November. Was Leeds side were well down, 2-0 down at half time, and completely outplayed. He went to a back 3, which he hadn't done before, in his time at Leeds, and Leeds very nearly came away with a point. He stuck with it, and then they've had some brilliant results. That 3-1 win, very memorable at home to Chelsea before Christmas. Only been beaten 3 times here this season by some strong teams, Arsenal and Villa and Tottenham. Obviously Arsenal and Villa in the top 3, and Man City second as well would like to add their name to their list to put the pressure on Arsenal, but it's Leeds who have been the better side so far. 23 minutes gone at Ellen Road. It's still goalless at the moment as Mark Gahey picks the ball up on the edge of his own area, clips it into midfield where Cherky can move it to the left for Nico O'Reilly, but so many white shirts around the ball as Leeds come away with it again with Bogle, but he's now been pickpocketed by O'Reilly, but the referee's whistle goes as O'Reilly felt he was away, and that looked a little bit soft for me. A bit of a lucky escape for Jayden Bogle. Leeds take it short with Ethan Ampadu as they come over to the left-hand side where Gruev finds Strauch, and he returns it to the centre of that back 3, Joe Roden. Strauch, the Dutchman, then clips it forward towards Gudmundsson, and he goes down under pressure from Nunes. No foul given, but it will be a throw-in for Leeds. Throw-in taken, and there's a foul already, so free kick given just pretty much where the ball went out of play, so an opportunity for Leeds to send some players forward, and Anton Stack has come over to deliver. Leeds have sent the back 3 forward as Stack swings it into penalty area. The first flick down is by Strauch, and James Justin couldn't get on the end of it. Man City are absolutely rocking here, really struggling to get a foothold in this game. If you are just joining us, they're without goal scoring sensation Erling Haaland tonight, not in the squad at all. It's been reported that he's suffering from physical discomfort. It will be a game that he's disappointed to miss. He was born in Leeds, obviously plays his international football for Norway, but was born in the city whilst dad Alfie was playing for the club. As Gudmundsson comes forward on the left hand side, delivers a ball in towards the back post, and Nate Norrie can smuggle it away. It'll be a throw in for Leeds on the far side. And Alfie Inge Haaland, a bit of a cult hero here at Ellen Road, only played 92 times in the end for the club, but involved in some pretty big moments. So I'm sure Erling Haaland will be disappointed to miss out here. 22 Premier League goals to his name already this season, and Man City will be missing his goals as well as the long throw comes in from Ampadu, headed down by Rodri, but it's back towards Ampadu, gets there ahead of O'Reilly but won't be able to keep it in. Has he played it against O'Reilly for a corner? He believes so, and that's what has been given. No complaints from Nico O'Reilly. If you look at the replay, it probably did come off of Ampadu last, so City will be disappointed if Leeds can make something out of this, and it's the brilliant Anton Stack who comes forward, delivers it in. It's flicked away by O'Reilly into Gudmundsson, who scuffs his shot into the box, and it's hacked away by Man City. Aronson tries to return it, but calmly under pressure Diaz finds Rodri. Man City unable to really get out of their half, which is an absolute credit to Leeds, who sit 15th in the table. Ball sent long into the feet of Semenyo, who's pretty much been non-existent, and he wins a free kick against Pascal Strauch, and Daniel Farke on the sidelines, arms outstretched, has a bit of a laugh with the referee. Can't believe that's been given, but it does give Man City a bit more of a foothold in the game. 27 minutes gone at Ellen Road, and Carl Darlow yet to make a save. Leeds have had some good opportunities but haven't been able to break the deadlock just yet. Mark Gahey on the left side of the defence, just inside his own half. Walks forward, he's under a bit of pressure from Stack, so plays it over to the right hand side where Diaz finds Nunes. Nunes checks his run and finds Rodri. So many Leeds players back in front of the goal, everyone apart from Calvert-Lewin. So long ball over to the left hand side where Cherky takes it down on his left foot, but he's forced backwards to Mark Gahey. Gahey delivers the ball back to Aït-Nouri, who's going to drift infield. Finds Cherky, moves it on to Rodri. Over to the right hand side now where Diaz finds Nunes in a bit of space. Nunes shapes to cross and then chops it back to Silva. Then Rodri back to Nunes again in space. This time he will deliver. Headed away by Goodmanson and out for a throw in. Level with the edge of the area. Nunes with ball in hand. Throws it into Semenyo and gets the ball back. Gets down towards the byline, but again, plenty of white shirts making life difficult for Man City. Gahey about 45 yards from goal, central position. Finds Rodri, drills the ball out to the right hand side for Nunes again. Shifts it over his feet, puts the ball into the box. Cleared away by Roden. Leeds can't keep possession though, and it's back with Ruben Diaz. Mark Gahey takes over, comes out of the centre circle and comes forward. Plays over to Aït-Nouri on the left hand side. He has a short dribble, goes easily past Stack on the outside, but James Justin's back to make his life difficult, and that'll be a goal kick in the end. First time Aït-Nouri tried to take on his man, went past the German Stack pretty easily. Couldn't deliver the ball into the box. Goal kick taken by Carl Darlow, but Man City will manage to get the ball back as Nunes will break forward on the right hand side, goes past Aronson, and Goodmanson then manages to win the ball, and Goodmanson tries to find Calvert-Lewin in the channel, but it's been picked off by Diaz and then Mark Gahey. Bernardo Silva takes over in his own half, just walking forward as the half-hour mark comes up. Still goalless at Ellen Road. A bit of a tactical battle between Daniel Farke and Pep Guardiola so far. Leeds have had the better opportunities. Man City yet to trouble Carl Darlow, but have had the majority of the possession. Ball sent back to Gianluigi Donnarumma. In his incredibly colourful goalkeeper kit, it must be said. Predominantly green, it's got a pink stripe down one side and an orange stripe down the other. He moves the ball on to Nunes on the right hand side, and it's back with Ruben Diaz in the centre of the defence. Leeds starting to push up a little bit to try and put a bit of pressure. Rodri takes over and finds Nunes in space on the right hand side, and he will come over the halfway line. Got options ahead of him, and he uses Silva, who's outside the box, clips it in towards Semenyo. It's hooked up in the air by Ampadu. It's going down towards the corner flag. It's bounced a couple of times, and Bernardo Silva has gone down, claiming he's been kicked by Goodmanson. And it was right in front of the assistant, who's given a throw-in to Leeds. Pep Guardiola in a very animated conversation with the fourth official. Clearly doesn't agree that his side haven't been given a free kick there. So Goodmanson did try and clear the ball away and has given Bernardo Silva a bit of a swift kick in the ribs. Man City will be unfortunate to not get a free kick down there as their captain Bernardo Silva hauls himself to his feet. Long throw taken from Goodmanson up the line. It's flicked on by Calvert-Lewin, but that'll roll out of play on the halfway line, which Mark Gahey leaves for Ruben Diaz. Diaz then just throws it back to his new central defensive partner, who then clips it into the centre circle. And then that's a brilliant ball from Silva to release Marmouche, who's going to get level with the edge of the area. Cuts back on his right foot, but there's a really good foot in there from Jayden Bogle, and the danger has been averted. That only took Man City a couple of passes to cut them open, a bit more direct from Gahey into Silva, then found a bit of space in the back line. It's Rodri now over the halfway line on this left-hand side, plays a 1-2 with O'Reilly, drifts in field and has to find Ruben Diaz. Rodri to Semenyo's strong touch, but luckily for him, Ruben Diaz is still there, and then finds Núñez on the right side. He's going to tap the corner of the box. Goes on the outside, delivers a ball across, and it's whipped over the 6-yard line, but no touch from an attacking player, so it's rescued by Ait-Nouri. It's the first chance where City have really flashed the ball across the box. Silva on the right-hand side, drifts in field, but no options for him, to only end up going back to Diaz, who then finds Núñez again. Bit of success for him on that right-hand side. Cherki now takes over, clips it across the field for Ait-Nouri. Ait-Nouri 1-2 with Cherki, delivers it in, and that'll be a corner for Man City, turned behind by Ethan Ampadu. So corner on this near side, 34 minutes gone at Ellen Road. Still goalless. Leeds with the better opportunities in this first half, but City will have the chance to put the ball in the box here. Rodri's come forward along with Gahey and O'Reilly to add a bit of height. Caldalo with that bright pink kit with both arms above his head as the ball comes in from Cherki on towards the back post, headed away by the Leeds defender. It's picked up by Silva, who spreads it back out to the corner taker Cherki on the left hand side. He attacks the corner of the box, plays it across to Núñez, and then finds Silva in space on the left hand side. Plays it back to Cherki, who drifts in field onto his right foot. Tackle from Arison to slow him down, but Man City keep possession. Rodri on the right hand side, his pass is going to be cut out, and Leeds could be up the field, but a heavy touch from Ampadu gives it away. Man City have the home side pinned in a little bit. Ball in towards Ait-Nouri, but stolen away. It will break in midfield, but Núñez does well to recover possession for Man City. 10 minutes left of the first half, and it's Man City on the front foot at the moment, but unable to challenge Caldalo just yet. Rodri spins out on the left hand side, but can only play a short pass from Nico O'Reilly to get the ball back. He finds Núñez, who releases himself down the right, plays it back to Diaz. Diaz from the angle is going to put the ball in. There's a miscommunication between Darlow and Justin, but it's scrambled away. Looked like it should have been an easy claim for Darlow, but he didn't get there. Silva plays it back to Diaz. He's going to deliver the ball in again from the same position. O'Reilly can't get his head to it, and Leeds scramble it away, only as far as Rodri. Rodri under pressure from Calvert-Lewin. Good period of possession here for Man City. Ait-Nouri on the left-hand side finds Cherki. Walking football at the moment from Man City as Leeds just sit back. Dominic Calvert-Lewin only 5 yards outside his own penalty area at the moment as the white wall tries to stop Man City coming forward. Gahey finds Rodri on the edge of the centre circle. No pressure from any of the white shirts as he moves it over to the right hand side, and Núñez will try and run at Goodmanson. Drifts in field and forced to play in Cherki, who then finds Núñez again in space on the right hand side. Slides it down the line for Cherki, then gives it back to the right back Núñez. Finds Diaz, who tries to break into the box and gets past a couple of tackles. His cross is a poor one. It's headed away by Bogle. Leeds try and fight to keep it in midfield, and Ampadu only gives it away, and Ait-Nouri takes over. Tide has changed here at Ellen Road. Leeds unable to get out. Still the Man City pressure comes forward as Cherky at speed runs down the right hand side. He's got Núñez outside of him, which he uses. Drifts in on his left foot and then puts the ball across. It's cleared up in the air, and Rodri once more will keep possession. Bernardo Silva, the Man City captain, incredibly experienced, finds Núñez, who breaks through the tackle of Goodmanson, who's got a bit of space, tries to play it down the line for Semenyo, and they were on different wavelengths, and Ethan Ampadu can thump it away left-footed towards Calvert-Lewin, but he doesn't win his header, and once more Man City retain possession. Aït-Nouri on this left-hand side on the halfway line finds Mark Gahey. Leeds have got out a little bit, but forward come Man City again as Rodri spins it over to this left-hand side, and Aït-Nouri with his socks rolled right down to his boots comes forward, drifts in field, and Rodri takes over once more. Gets a little bit of a late nudge from Ampadu, but Man City keep possession. Semenyo twists and turns in midfield, breaks through a tackle and finds O'Reilly. Now Rodri. Oh, it's a poor pass from Rodri for once, and Anton Stack can lead the breakout. Plays it through, and Brendan Aronson could be through one-on-one here. It's going to be touch and go whether he's onside. Gets into the box on the right-hand side, and it's a save from Donnarumma. And it bounces back off the American, and it will be a goal kick. And that all came from a sloppy pass from Rodri, 25 yards from goal. And Anton Stack managed to break away. Looked like Aronson would have been offside if he had managed to put the ball in the net. But a good save from the intimidating Donnarumma. Man City breakaway on the left-hand side. Marmoush gets into the box and shoots with his left foot, and that's the first save that Carl Darlow has to make. Does well, the Welsh keeper. Ball still alive with Silva on the right-hand side of the corner of the box. Finds Núñez, who delivers a ball into the box. It's headed by Nico O'Reilly. It's a brilliant save from Carl Darlow. And then Leeds can't really scramble it away, and eventually it goes behind for a corner. And Nico O'Reilly, we already said 3 goals in the last 2 games, very nearly made that 4. It's a thumping header from 6 yards out, and it's just too close to Carl Darlow in the end. And the 20-year-old Englishman will be disappointed he hasn't broken the deadlock. Lifts his shirt above his head and bites on his collar, knows that that was a really good opportunity. And it'll be a corner for Man City as Cherky swings it in near the post. It's headed away by James Justin. Only out to Cherky again, who's then fouled, surely. Yes, it'll be an easy free kick for Peter Banks to give. Nico O'Reilly still got his head in his hands. He knows what a good opportunity that was. Got a goal in that win against Fulham as well. It's his 22nd start under Pep Guardiola in the league this season. Obviously made his England breakthrough as well with caps, and I'm sure he'll be an absolute shoo-in for the World Cup squad if he carries on the way he's going. So free kick here for Man City on this left-hand side. 41 minutes gone. It's 0-0. We've got Silva to take it. So it'll be a left-footed outswinger. It's easily headed away by Leeds, but recovered in the midfield by Rodri. Man City left quite a few players forward still, but Rodri decides to go back to Núñez in the centre circle. He finds Silva on the left-hand side. Then Aït-Nouri takes over, runs on the outside of Stack, gets past him and delivers a ball into the box. It's brought down by O'Reilly and towards Marmoush as players hit the deck. And Carl Darlow comes spinning out to save the ball. Brilliant feat again from Nico O'Reilly. Not sure he knew too much about the second touch, but it very nearly fell to Marmoush. The body's on the line from Pascal Strauch. Avoided the Egyptian from getting the shot on target. Still we are goalless in the 42nd minute, but Man City have started to come back into this game. Carl Darlow having to make a few saves in the last 5 minutes. Down the line goes Silva, but it's not a good enough pass for Nunes, and finally Leeds will get themselves a little bit of possession. Strauch, under pressure from Semenyo, will get the favourable decision from the referee, as Semenyo then became active and was offside. So, defensive free kick for Leeds. Been showing pictures of Phil Foden sat on the bench, man of the match performance against Leeds at the Etihad in November. Goal inside the first minute, and then pretty much the last minute to win the game. Leeds send the ball long and forward, but it's cleared away by Rodri. Marmoush and Roden battle for it, but it's Leeds that come away with it, and finally Leeds have a bit of possession in the Man City half as the ball's chested down by Calvert-Lewin for Aronson, but too strong a touch from the American, and that will fall into the hands of Gianluigi Donnarumma. Donnarumma drops it short for Mark Gahey, who comes forward and finds Silva, and then Rodri in the midfield. Rodri finds O'Reilly in a central position, and it's worked out to the left for Gahey on the halfway line. Finds Aït-Nouri, then Cherki, who's under pressure from Ampadu, so just gives the ball back to Mark Gahey. Forward, City come again. Gahey still in possession. Every Man City outfield player inside the Leeds half. Gahey still allowed to come and finds Aït-Nouri on the left-hand side, gets level with the edge of the area before turning back and giving the ball to Rodri. Rodri returns it to his Algerian left-back. Slow build-up from Man City at the moment as Cherki tries to go around Gruev to make a bit of space. Ends up drifting infield and finds Ruben Diaz, who then turns it out to Nunes. Nunes happy just to return it to his centre-back. Rodri over to the left-hand side now with O'Reilly, but still Man City only able to go sideways before Aït-Nouri gets round the back and drives into the box and drives the ball in. It's blocked away only as far as Marmoush, who can't get the ball from out his feet, and finds Rodri on the edge of the area. Back to Gahey, about 35 yards out from goal. Good breakaway from Aït-Nouri. Was cut out in the end. 2 minutes added on as the clock ticks over to 45 minutes. Ball right out on the far touchline with Silva, then Rodri. Can Man City make one final chance? Tries to put the ball into the box, and it's hooked away by Ampadu. Calvert-Lewin and Gahey wrestle for it, and that allows Aït-Nouri just to come and take the ball away on the halfway line. Rodri drives the ball forward for Cherki, who just bumps it back to Gahey before taking it off him again as the young Frenchman comes forward. Mark Gahey still pretty advanced, plays it out to the left-hand side for Aït-Nouri. Marmoush makes a run, but he chooses to go infield and finds Rodri again. 1 minute left of this half. Switched out to the right-hand side for Nunes. Got Aronson ahead of him, so just plays the ball back to Diaz. Diaz trades passes with O'Reilly, then Gahey as they come infield. Man City still 40 yards from goal. Rodri, poor ball from him, and it's picked off by Aronson, but won back instantly by Nico O'Reilly. And with about 30 seconds to go, can Man City make something here? They've got to get the ball forward quickly if they want to. It's Silva right on the touchline. Comes infield and finds Rodri. He switches over to the left-hand side where Aït-Nouri takes over. Then Cherki plays a brilliant ball for Aït-Nouri to run onto, drilled across, and Semenyo turns the ball in, and that is a fantastic team goal from Manchester City. Fantastic ball, cut them open, and then Aït-Nouri drills it across the box, and Semenyo could only turn it home. There was no way he was going to miss that from 4 yards out. It's a 14th goal of the season for Antoine Semenyo. It's his 6th goal in all competitions for Manchester City in his 11th appearance. And that is an absolute masterclass from the side that have won the Premier League 6 times out of the last 8. Cherki to Aït-Nouri, drilled a ball across, and Semenyo turns it home right on half-time. And you've got to say, Leeds will be pretty despondent with going in behind, because they might have been the better side in the first 30 minutes or so. But Man City absolutely clinical. And the man who made the move from Bournemouth in January, 42 on his back, turns the ball home. And the Ghanaian winger is in the goals again. Right on half-time. And there goes the half-time whistle. Leeds will not believe that they're going to go in behind here at Ellen Road. It's been a fantastic half of football. But Man City just showing their sheer class, scything Leeds open with 2 clinical direct passes. Players make their way down the tunnel. And it was Leeds for the first half an hour or so who really had a good impact on this game. Forced Donnarumma into a couple of saves. Calvert-Lewin had a couple of chances that ended up going wide, which he probably would have thought he might have done better with if he had another opportunity. But 2 big chances really for Leeds, and they couldn't break the deadlock. And then Man City grew into the game really after the half hour. 76% possession for the side in second place in the table. And right at the death, that fantastic team goal, plenty of build-up. Cherki threaded it through to Aït-Nouri, who got to the byline, slid it across, and there was nothing Kyle Godalo could do as Antoine Semenyo buried it into the back of the net. And at half-time here at Ellen Road, it's been a fantastic game of football in the Premier League. It's Leeds 0, Man City 1. Join us again. football in the Premier League. It's been a really good first half, an intriguing battle between Leeds and Manchester City. It was a very tight game. It wasn't until the 45th minute, just before half-time, where Anton Semenyo turned home his 14th goal of the Premier League season, poking home a brilliant ball in from Rayan Aït-Nouri, his second assist of the season. It was Rayan Cherki who was picking the lock, threaded a brilliant ball through to carve open the Leeds defence. So both sides back out and ready, and it'll be Leeds all in white, shooting from right to left, and Man City in their black alternative kits get us back underway, shooting from left to right, and the ball goes straight back to Donnarumma, who launches the ball forward. It's flicked on by Nunez on this near side, but Marmoush can't keep possession, but it does break to Cherki, and then Nunez on this right hand side. Semenyo didn't really have many touches of the ball, but has had the all-important one to break the deadlock. No changes for either side as O'Reilly comes forward on this left-hand side. Good sliding tackle in there from James Justin, and it'll be a throw-in to Man City. As things stand in the Premier League, it would lift the points gap to only 2 points at the top if Man City can take home the 3 points here, and that would be the same amount of games played, but Arsenal yet to play in this match week. They have Chelsea at home tomorrow. Leeds on the halfway line with Gudmundsson, who takes a little bit of a knock, but Leeds will get the free kick. Cherki a little bit too aggressive in the tackle. Gudmundsson, who signed from Lille in the summer, the Swedish international, settled into the Premier League pretty well. His 26th start tonight, but still no goal involvements yet from a man who does like to get forward on that left hand side. He would look to try and change that, but he's always confident on the ball here as he breaks past Rodri and gets a little bit of a nudge and still keeps going and keeps the ball in, and goes down under a tackle from Nunez. Good direct play from the Swede. So a little bit of ominous signs for Leeds. They've only managed to win one game this season when conceding first. It's the 14th time today that it's happened, so it'll be difficult for them to come back here, but they'll be encouraged by how they played in the first half. Stack delivers a ball into the box, it's headed out only as far as Aronson, but his shot is blocked by Marmoush and still not cleared by Man City. It will bounce in the box and be claimed by the Italian Donnarumma, who then immediately bowls it out to the left hand side for Nico O'Reilly. Goes past his man and then finds Aït-Nouri over the halfway line now. Aït-Nouri goes past Stack and still comes forward and finds Cherki, then plays in O'Reilly over on the wide side. His ball in is behind Semenyo. It'll be recovered by Nunez. Level the edge of the area on this near side. Plays it infield to Silva. No pressure from Leeds as Man City working from right to left, and Aït-Nouri picks it up once more. Sides against going on the attack and just plays it across the midfield again as Rodri and Calvert-Lewin end up in a bit of a tangle, but the ball's still with Man City, and Gudmundsson will do something about that by getting a header away, but only falls at the feet of Diaz, who then gives it away, and Anton Stack can bring it forward for Leeds, who finds Bogle on the right hand side, plays it back into the German, who's in advanced position. Drives it infield, taken down on the chest by Calvert-Lewin, whose shot towards goal is blocked with a brilliant sliding tackle by Matheus Nunes. He's greeted by a large bear hug from Gianluigi Donnarumma. It will be a corner for Leeds. Anton Stack with a fantastic ball into the chest of Calvert-Lewin. Been Really impressed every time I watch Anton Stack. 4 goals in the Premier League. Scored that fantastic free kick last time out against Villa. Picked up from Hoffenheim in the summer. Has already got 2 German caps, but at the age of 27 doesn't seem to be making too many inroads internationally, but a really good player. And he delivers the ball in here and it's headed away and it'll be out for a throw-in. A really shrewd signing in my opinion, Anton Stack. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that set piece. Normally such a good dead ball specialist, but it does mean that Ethan Ampadu will be able to get the long throw in here from the edge of the box. In it goes, it's headed away only as far as Gudmundsson, who will strike it towards goal, but it's too high from the Swede, and that won't trouble Donnarumma in the slightest. And it's behind for a goal kick. 50 minutes on the clock at Ellen Road. It's Leeds 0, Manchester City 1. That goal from Anton Semenyo just before half time. Man City only with 1 defeat this season when scoring first. It's now the 22nd time that they've managed to go ahead, and they've won 16 of those, so they'll be confident in taking at least a point away from Ellen Road here this evening, but they will be desperate for those 3 points to really narrow the gap on